How's it going, everybody? I'm Cherokee Ronnie and welcome back to my channel. This is a channel where we build everything on a budget, and everybody knows that I got a RZR 900. Now I took this thing out and played with it when I first got it, climbed a little bit of hills with it, but Memorial Day weekend I got to try it out pretty well. I climbed some hills, got in some ruts, got on off camber, really got to know my machine and really got to know how it would react. Hitting rocks, going up rocks, bouncing over rocks, going over big pipes and stuff like that. The obstacles that we went through really put the machine to the test. Now a lot of people hated on my machine because it's a little 900, it's a little baby machine, and they kind of make jokes about it a little bit, or they kind of despise it. But let me tell you something, don't let that little machine fool you. I kept up with all the 1000s, the big Can-Ams and all that. Where they went, I had no problem going. Yes, did I almost tip a little bit? Did I have to give it a little bit more throttle? Yes, but I still made it where they went. And it was still, in one piece when I got to the top. And it was a blast. It was a blast to do, and I had a lot of fun. But this is an update review because I want to talk about the machine and the problems that I've had so far and what I don't like about it and what we're going to be doing to the machine in the budget build that we're going to be doing. First off, we rode from 7:30 in the morning all the way till 8:30 at night. Now that's a heck of a ride. We put like 65 miles on this machine. Right now I got 400 miles on it. So we've been riding it a good bit. So we hit mud holes, we climbed stuff, they were pretty mucky. And the last hill climb that we climbed, the machine actually shut off and overheated. Now, I'm not real fond with these machines. I don't know a lot about them, but I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to study them. But luckily, my buddy pulled up and he says, these machines, the little 900s and the 1000s, even some of the Can-Ams are doing it right now. If you go through a lot of mud, which this is common sense, but I thought it'd be a lot better than that. But I think it's a design flaw. But anyway, you go through a little bit of mud. It don't have to be a lot of mud. If you splash through a couple mud holes, it plugs up the radiator and the machine wants to overheat. Well, the bad thing about that is the machine shuts off. It don't even go into limp mode and it shuts off. And mine shut off on a hill. So finally we sprayed it down. They sprayed the fins out, got it where it cooled down, got it started back up, and I never had a problem since. Now, I learned my lesson. When you go through a mud hole, spray it out. Get a weed sprayer and spray it out, or you can get a $30 little cigarette lighter plug-in thing. It has a pump and you can spray water out of your radiator. That's what I recommend doing. That's the only design flaw that I see on this machine. Now, you can get a bigger radiator and it should solve the issue. But I don't like how small the radiator is and where it's at, because as soon as you splash through a mud hole, it's just going to cake in the radiator itself. Now, another problem that I see with this is the inside is open, which you can buy covers that will keep it from being exposed, the sides of the radiator, for like 40 bucks, but the sides of the radiator are exposed, and I noticed a lot of rocks were flinging up in there and bending the fins. You could take a toothpick and put it in there and bend the fins back out, but all it takes is one big rock to sling in there and bust the bar and it'll start leaking. So I do recommend getting the covers for the sides so it's not exposed. The reason why I say it's a design flaw is because they have this little radiator in there in a small confined space. The heat has nowhere to go but outside of the side of the wheels. I think it's a design flaw. The machine is a little squirrely on off-camber stuff. If you have your suspension adjusted right, you should be okay. From the factory, it's fine, but it did bottom out, so I raised it 2 notches, and it seemed to do pretty good, but I got a little bit stiffer ride out of the machine. Other than that, I've not had a problem out of the machine. It climbs hills, and it does what it's supposed to do. This little machine takes a beating, and a lot of people don't like Polaris's, and a lot of people hate on the little 900, and we're going to call it the welfare rider. Because a lot of people was like, oh, it's the cheapest one you can buy and blah blah blah, but I had a lot of fun with it so far and I like it, and I like upgrading stuff on a budget, and that's what we're going to be doing. So overall, a 2020 RZR 900, pretty much bare bones trail, is pretty stinking awesome out of the box. You do got to buy a little bit of stuff to get where you need to be if you ride on terrain like I do. We're climbing rock stuff, we're going into deep ruts, we're climbing up right-of-ways and stuff like that. So you're going to have to maybe spend a little bit of money. I've not spent a whole lot of money because stuff for this thing is super cheap if you look in the right place. But the next video you guys should see is me putting wheel spacers on this thing, and I'll go into detail about all that and what I'm going to be doing next, and all that good stuff, window, It's going to be awesome. So hope you guys enjoy these videos. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, share this video. I'm Cherokee Ronnie, and I'll see you guys next time.